Okay, so today we're going to look at properties of lines. So what we're going to start with, we're going to start by looking at graphs. We're going to compare the graphs of two different lines, and then we're going to see what is the similarities or what are the similarities and differences of these graphs. So yesterday we talked about graphing lines. If I have the line or the equation in y equals mx plus b form, right? This is the one mx plus b form. Correct? Where do I start when I want to graph? Y-intercept. And what is my y-intercept for the first line? -1, right? Remember that this is your y-intercept right here, so you have to start, okay? So -1 for the y-intercept is on the y-axis. And where do I go from there? That's right. So what's my slope? 3. That means I have to go up 3 over 1. Slope, right? In this case, your slope is 3. 3 means 3 over 1. So this is your rise, and this is your run. Okay? So up 3, so that's 1, 2, 3 over 1. I am going to end up at the point 1, 2. What would be my next point after that? Same thing. Go from that point, go up 3 over 1. Now, do you need to actually do that step? No, you don't. Okay? Your 2 points is enough to graph a line because all what you need is 2 points to make a line, right? But this is just for accuracy purposes. Okay? And remember that your line has to be extended, right? It's not only from this point to this point, it's an extended line. So I'm going to try my best. This is not proper, so I'm going to delete this. Accurate as I can make it. You guys can make it more accurate than me. Oops. Let's just do. Remember that the line extends from both sides, so that's why we put the arrows. Okay? So this is line A. Now I'm going to graph line B in blue. What is my y-intercept? 2, right? And what's my slope? So go up 3 over 1. I'm going to only be able to fit 2 points here. Okay? I can fit 1 right here. If I go down 3 over to the left one, that would be another point that I can fit. But again, 2 points is more than enough, is enough to graph a line. Looking at these 2 lines, what can you tell me about them? They have the same slope, right? What is the slope of each line? So let's write that. So the slope of the blue line is 3. The slope of the red line is 3. And we have noticed that they have the same slope. So you guys, looking at the graph of these 2 lines, can you tell me, do you see anything special?
Parallel?
They are. They are parallel. What does the word parallel mean?
Is that so they'll never intersect?
They will never intersect. 2 parallel lines, it's like, think about roads, okay? Parallel roads, they will never meet, right? They will never intersect with each other, right? So these are 2 parallel lines. They're gonna keep going up, they're gonna keep going down. They will never meet. So if you look right here, parallel lines, they never touch. Okay? So why do you think they are parallel lines? What feature made them parallel to each other? The slope. So this is a note that you should write down, that lines that have are parallel to each other. Something new?
Yeah. I'll definitely remember that.
Yes. Good. Now, let's look at the second set of equations. Just so you guys know that why these two lines, they are parallel to each other, but they have the different starting point. Okay, that's why they're not on top of each other. They're parallel. Okay, same idea here. So I'm gonna start at intercept 1. So I'm gonna start at 1. And what is my slope? So what do I have to do? Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Okay? So I'll try my best again to fit all this way up. Second line, my y-intercept is -3, and also I am going down 2 over 1. What can you tell me about the slopes, or what are the slopes of each line? So m is -2, and m is -2. And they have the same slope. Okay, again, you look at the lines. If you want to extend them, guess what's going to happen? Are they going to meet?
No.
No. So they're called parallel lines. What do you notice about the y-intercept of each line? They're different, right? They're not the same y-intercept, right? If you look right here, your y-intercept is 1, and here is -3. On the above one, it was something 2 and whatever, right? It was -1 and 2. So they have different y-intercept, okay? slope, different y-intercept. So let's start with this, graphing these lines. What can you tell me about the first line? Y-intercept is -3. And what am I moving? How am I moving? Up by 1 over by 3. Right? And do we all understand why are we going up by 1 over by 3? I heard 1, 2, 3, yes. Emily, yes. Do we understand why we're going up by 1 over by 3? This is your rise. This is your run. Okay? So rise means either up or down. If it's positive, you go up. If it's negative, you go down. Okay? So that means I have to go up 1 over, which is your run, 3. Okay? It all depends on the value of your slope. So again, go up 1 over 3. So I'm going to end up right here. Indicating my lines with different colors. If you don't have different colors, you probably want to write the equation of the line next to the line. Okay? I'm putting red for the first one and I'm indicating it with a red arrow. I'm putting a blue and I'm indicating it with a blue. If you don't have colors, what you're supposed to be doing for the red one next to it, you're gonna put the equation of the line next to it. This way I know then which one is which. Okay? Anytime you're graphing two things on the same graph, you have to tell the person who's reading your whatever, your work, which one is which. Okay? I'm using colors. If you don't have colors, you have to indicate. Second one, my y-intercept is at -3. So I'm starting with the same y-intercept. But what is my slope? Up 4 over 1. If you have a whole number, it's always over 1. Okay? So my rise is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. This would be my second point. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. That would be my third point. Any questions about this? What is the slope of each line? What's the slope of the blue line? What's the slope of the red line? 1 over 3. Okay? What do you notice about the slopes of each pair of lines? They're different, right? And we can tell, look, which one is steeper line? Which one is the steeper line?
B.
B, right? The blue one is steeper. What does the word steeper mean?
That it's closer to vertical than horizontal.
That's right. It's more like standing up. Okay? So this is less steep, this is more steep. Okay? Think about steps. If you're going like very, very vertical steps, they're steeper than if you're going like less steeper steps. I don't know how to explain that. But, so the blue line has a steeper slope. Why is that? Compare the slopes of both of these. That's right. The blue one has a higher slope, right? It's a bigger value. Forget about if it's negative, positive, I'm not going to compare that. I'm talking about the actual value. 4 is greater than 1 over 3. So the bigger the slope, the steeper the line. Make sense?
If one of the slopes values is 0, is it just a straight horizontal or vertical line?
It will be vertical. Vertical line. So if you have something that looks like this, y equals, let's say, 3, or 0x plus 3, right? So that means at y equals 3, actually it's going to be a horizontal line. At y equals 3, then this would be your line. Okay? So slope of 0 is a horizontal line. So the slopes are different. B has a greater slope, steeper line. What do you notice about the y-intercept of each line? They're starting at the same place. Okay? Now, in this case, they are starting at the same place. But if you have, let's say, 2 equations of the line, they have different slopes, they're going to intersect somewhere. In this case, they're intersecting at the y-intercept. Okay? But in this case, they have the same line. They have the same slope, and that is making it down.
Not the same slope.
Sorry, the same. That's right. They have the same y-intercept, and in this case, it's the intersection point, right? It's the intersection point between the 2 lines. Are we okay with this? If they did not have the same slope, again, and the same y-intercept, again, they will not intersect at that point. They will intersect somewhere else. How does the coefficient of x affect the slope of each line? So what is the coefficient of x here? It's a slope, right? So the x is the slope.